So far what you have done is you just created the data template. There is no data anywhere. Next step is to get the data. How you get the data? With the help of data sets. And that's what we are going to do. Again, click on 9 dots, click on data sets, select data sets. There will be no data sets for you because we haven't created. Click on new, and we need to create the data set. And that data set will be only for the account. So we are going to say account data set, and in the bracket I would say template v1, so that we know that this is for which particular data set. You can also provide a description, a valid description, which will help you from which data template the data set is going to get the data from. Then for data template, select the data template that you have, like account data template v1, and click on save. Once you save it, again it will take some time to create the record. Save it. Now you are under the details. Go to the files tab, there is nothing. Execution history will have nothing. Now you would like to get the data from source org, you can click on generate dataset. So if you click on generate dataset, then it will ask you from where you would like to fetch the data. Then you select the credential, for example dev1, and click on next. And it says that the execution record was successfully created. If we click on finish, you will see on the right hand side the execution is going to be starting, and this is going to generate the sfdx commands, generate the sf commands to get the data from the selected credentials, whatever the data source that you have given. It is going to get the data from there, and it is going to attach that data under the files. Once this job is completed, you can go to the files and you can see what are the records that it has fetched. You can validate, okay, the data is correct, and then you can attach it with the help of with deployment steps under the user story. Now let this data set to be generated. Let's quickly navigate to the user story. Because you would like to deploy the data, we will also make a small commit, maybe some permission set or a field, so that we can deploy the data to the target environment along with that commit. What we are going to do is we are going to utilize a new user story. So let's create a new user story, or let's utilize an existing user story, which is going to be the permission set that we just talked about. In one of the previous video, we talked about how to create this account preference feature permission set and deploy it along with the changes to the target environment, along with the Apex script, basically as a deployment step. Let's get back to the build tab and change the credentials. Credentials will be changed to dev1 because the data is available into the dev1, and save it. Once you are there into the dev1, leave the deployment step as it is. What we will do is, there are two options that we can deploy the data from dev1 to UAT and then to production. One is adding a deployment step. You click on new. Then for the type, you are going to select data template. This is a type for data template. If you select this, then it is going to ask you which data template you want to, because account data template has all the configuration, including the including the contact record. You select that, you will be seeing certain information which is populated here. Execution sequence, you can say after deployment, and for the name you can say 0, maybe 2, and the name you could provide whatever you want, and save it. So you just added a data template which is going to give you the definition. You click on new, then you again click on new for the deployment step. Because definition is added, you need the data now. You select dataset, and then you choose the dataset we just utilized. Sequence is going to be after deployment, and sequence number is going to be 3. That is why we are going to say 03, and provide the name of your sequence that you would like to, and save it. This is the one way that you could do, basically add a data templates and dataset as part of your deployment step. The second way is that there is a button called as commit data on the user story. Click on that button, and I would recommend to utilize this commit data as a button, which will help you to get the data. However, both the options are going to work. While I was doing the testing for this data template, I have noticed that sometimes the deployment step works. The deployment step which we have done doesn't work properly, and that is why I'm recommending this commit data option. Now, what data template you would like to use is account data template v1. Provide the message that you would like to. If you wanted to add filter, you can add it, and then click on commit data. Now, at this time, when you're committing the data is going to be fetched from the source environment, which is defined at the user story. In our case, it is going to be dev1. And if you are creating the record after committing the data, then again those records are not going to be considered as part of this. If you want, then you will have to make sure that you are committing the data again. Now, data commit has been completed. Click on the user story hyperlink to navigate to the user story. Navigate to the build tab. You will see that are we not getting the deployment step added here under the deployment step? It usually adds that as a deployment step. If you are not seeing it, that is also fine. Yeah, you can see here now it has added number 4, and that is going to be data set. What actually happens when you commit the data with the help of commit data button, it is going to execute the data set for the selected template, and that is why it says data set Salesforce. Now let's go to the deliver tab and click on promote and deploy. But before we click on promote and deploy, I would like to tell you one thing. Because we have added 2 steps for deploying the data, we might see a different result. So let's click on let's deploy this user story. Now you can see under the promotion record there are multiple deployment tasks which we have created for assigning the permission set, for executing the data template, executing a data set, and then another data set for deployment. Now the deployment has been completed successfully. All the post deployment steps also has been completed, including the apex, data template, data set, and data set. If you click on the success details for any data set or data template, you will be able to see the details about what has happened. You can see there are 2 account records and 2 contact records. Similarly, if you look for the data set for the step number 3, which is associated based on the template that we have, you might see the similar kind of information where it says there are 2 records. And you can also go to the data template, success result, then you will see there are 2 records as part of that data template. Now the time is to verify the changes in UAT. Let's log into the UAT and navigate to the account tab, because we have created the account record as part of our data set and data template. And if we go to the all accounts tab, you can see there are 2 accounts which has been available over here. If you open any of these accounts, for example PantherSchools, you will see that there are multiple contact records. I'll talk about why there are multiple contact records. There should be only one. Similarly, if you go to the PantherSchools, you will see multiple contact records. Now, why basically there are multiple contact records? You see there are 3 contact records with the same information. However, account is only 2. Why? Let's talk about that. Let's get back to the job execution detail page, or while you are under the user story, if you have navigated back to the user story, go to the deliver tab, not even deliver tab, go to the build tab and look for the deployment steps that we have created. Number 1 deployment step, data template Salesforce. So what it has done, it has picked up 2 account record and 2 contact record. First step, 2 contact record got created and 2 account record got created. Step number 2, data set Salesforce. It already had got 2 records. So what has happened? It created 2 records, 2 account and 2 contact. this time what has happened as part of step number 2, because in our data template, if you look for the data template for the account object, you will notice that there is an external ID field defined. So as part of the second step, what it has found is, it says that okay, there is already an existing account record with the same external ID. So it performed the upsert operation. It did not create a record, it updated the account record. However, for the contact object, there was no external ID. That is why it created 2 new contact records. So as part of step number 2, 2 new contact records got created. That means there are total 4 contacts. Then step number 3, the same process has been repeated as part of step number 2, where it has updated the account and created new contact records because there was no external ID, and that is why only two account records and three contact records each. The purpose of showcasing all these 3 different steps is that how you are going to deploy the components with 3 different ways. Again, I recommend utilizing the commit data button so that you can get all your data. However, data template and data sets are also going to work. Again, just to remember, sometimes data templates and data sets, when you add directly as part of your deployment step, might create some results which are not in your favor. That is why my recommendation is to commit data.